the Queen Mary ship, the cabin you should never book. If you value your sleep, don't book this place. Some places are haunted by memories. Others are haunted by the people who never made it home. Tonight, we're not stepping into a hotel, a motel, or an abandoned building. We're stepping onto a ship, a vessel called the Gray Ghost. A floating city filled with soldiers, fear, screams, and thousands of souls who cross the ocean, but never reach the shore. People come here for tours, dinners, and ghost hunts, but many leave feeling something followed them. Security guards refuse to walk certain corridors alone. Guests report hearing footsteps behind them when the hallway is empty. A few swear they saw wet footprints appear, one by one, leading directly toward them. And the cabin at the center of nearly every story is one the crew shut down permanently because whatever lives inside it never left. This is the RMS Queen Mary, and Cabin 340 is the room you should never book. Chapter 1. A ship built for luxury, doomed by war. The Queen Mary was launched in 1936, intended to be a luxury ocean liner. Ballrooms, velvet carpets, golden chandeliers, and dining halls that looked like royal palaces. It crossed the Atlantic carrying celebrities, royalty, and wealthy passengers who expected perfection. But in 1939, the world changed. World War II consumed every nation, and the Queen Mary was repainted gunmetal gray, its bright decks hidden under blackout curtains. The ship earned a new name, the Gray Ghost. It transported over 800,000 troops, dodged German U-boats, survived violent storms, and became a symbol of hope and loss. Hundreds of soldiers died on board, some from illness, some from accidents, some from fear. Many of their bodies were buried at sea. Their names were recorded. Their spirits stayed behind. Chapter 2. Cabin 340. The most haunted room at sea. Cabin 340 is the one place former crew members refused to speak about. It became so dangerous, so unpredictable, that the cruise line officially removed it from service. The violent poltergeist activity. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, passengers reported the same things. Lights switching on and off. Covers ripped off sleeping guests. Heavy pounding on the walls. Faucets running by themselves. Drawers slamming at 3 a.m. A British naval officer staying in the room claimed he woke to the bed shaking violently, as if someone were trying to rip it apart. One woman ran screaming into the hallway after seeing a man standing over her bed, with his mouth open in a silent scream, his clothes dripping seawater. He vanished when she blinked. The cabin attendant incident. A cleaner assigned to cabin 340 in the 1970s. Quit on her first day. She said the door slammed shut behind her, and someone whispered, "Get out." She was alone. The cabin was sealed soon after. Even today, it sits empty. A dark, silent chamber, with a lock no one wants to touch. Chapter 3. Door 13. The soldier who never left. In the engine and boiler rooms lies one of the Queen Mary's darkest tragedies. A young crew member, often identified as John Henry, was crushed by door 13, one of the massive watertight doors that's sealed during emergencies. Witnesses said he tried to jump through as it was closing, but didn't make it. His death was instant. His presence wasn't. Visitors report seeing a young man in overalls walking down the hallway near door 13. He smiles, he nods, and then he disappears, walking straight into the steel door. That killed him. Ghost investigators captured an EVP that says, "Watch the door." Another says, I'm still here. Chapter 4. The First Class Pool. The girl who calls your name. The Queen Mary once had a grand first-class swimming pool. Marble tiles, Art Deco pillars, warm lights. Today, it's empty, dry, dark, and colder than any other room on the ship. Visitors report seeing water dripping, even though the pool has no water. Others hear splashing dash-dash, the sound of a child playing. The ghost is believed to be a little girl named Jackie, a passenger who drowned during a crossing. People hear her laugh, cry, or sing, always near water, always when guests are alone. EVP recordings captured her saying, "Mommy?" and "Come play with me." One investigator swears she heard Jackie whisper, "Don't go down there." Then something slammed a metal door behind her, even though the room was empty. Chapter 5. Ballroom Apparitions and Shadow People. The ship's ballroom is a masterpiece of 1930s glamour, but at night it becomes something else entirely. Security guards report seeing a woman in a long white gown, dancing alone to silent music. She twirls, she drifts across the polished floor, and vanishes when approached. Shadow figures appear near the stage, dark shapes with no faces, moving in jerky, unnatural motions. One guard said he saw a man with no eyes staring at me, standing near the piano. When he turned on his flashlight, the man dissolved into black smoke. Even more disturbing, the piano sometimes plays a single isolated note when no one is near it. Chapter 6. The ship. Today, a floating haunting. The Queen Mary is permanently docked in Long Beach, California. A museum, a hotel, a tourist attraction. But the hauntings haven't stopped. Guests report tapping on their windows. Even though they face the open sea, phantom footsteps in their cabins, voices calling their name from the hallway, and wet footprints leading nowhere. Some paranormal investigators claim the ship has more than 150 documented spirits, making it one of the most haunted places in America. But one room is still talked about more than the rest. One room that awakened something that should have remained asleep. Cabin 340. If you ever visit the Queen Mary, don't book Cabin 340. Don't walk near door 13. And never answer a child's voice inside the empty first-class pool. You survived this voyage, but not the next one. Subscribe while you can, if you value your sleep. Don't book this place.